A pair of ball games today between the Terre Haute Ranks and Full Count Rhythm, two teams vying for a playoff spot in the Central Division. We got underway very promptly here at Bob Warren Field. The Rhythm already taking the field. The Ranks will be the road team in their home ballpark here in game number 1. This is a makeup game first for one that came way back in the month of June, as that first pitch to Gabe Wright is inside 1-0. The game was scheduled for June the 16th. Got washed out in Tennessee. They're playing a doubleheader today to make it up. The next offering to Wright is in there for a strike from the starting pitcher, Noah Berry, a Samford sophomore for the Rhythm here in this one. He winds and deals a 1-1 pitch. Pop foul out of play by Gabe Wright. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So there'll be 2 7-inning ball games. Game 1, the Rhythm are the home side. Game 2 will be standard with 7 innings and the Rex at home in their home ballpark. A weird-looking alignment to start, but the 1-2 pitch from Berry's inside, twisting out of the way right. That was a high heater that whizzed by the helmet. The count evens up at 2 apiece. Top of the first inning here from Bob Warren Field. A beautiful day for some baseball. Mid-80s temperature, 86 with a few clouds in the sky, but primarily sunny here in Terre Haute. The next pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. Wright is down on strikes here to start off this ball game, and that'll bring up Nomar Garcia. The rest of the lineup for the Rex here in game number 1 of this doubleheader. After Wright, it's Garcia who steps in. Delvis Claudio bats third at third. Eli Riley bats cleanup. Miguel Cantu is back with the team and the DH spot. It's his second appearance this month. He'll be followed by Gabriel Arroyo in the 6th spot. Wally Diaz batting 7th, Cooper Joust 8th. And in the 9th spot is Mason. That's sent into center field by Garcia. Back on it is Watkins, and he makes the catch for out number 2. The rest of the defense for the Rhythm here in game number 1. Hunt, Watkins, Jackson from left to right along the outfield. On the infield, Von Dolan at third, Newsom at short, Parliament at second, Cothran over at first. And behind the plate is Riley Black, who receives a called strike to Delvis Claudio. No balls and 1 strike. 2 away here, top of the first of this 7-inning game number 1. Pitch from Berry, sent right back up the middle. That'll be a base hit from Claudio. Sends it through the hole. And there'll be a 2-out base runner for the Rex here in the first inning. These two teams played 1 game yesterday. It was originally supposed to be a 7-inning doubleheader yesterday and a 9-inning ball game today. But there was rain that came right before the scheduled game time yesterday. So they opted to change it to the 9-inning game with the later start time yesterday and move the doubleheader to today, which is supposed to and so far has been beautiful weather. Last meeting between these two teams. They will play 4 total, half of them coming today. Throw over to first. Delvis Claudio back in safely. The Rhythm took the first game and the only game in Tennessee back on the 15th of June. 10-0 they won it in shortened fashion. First pitch to Eli Riley. Fastball turns on an inside heater, 1-0. The Rex won yesterday in a tight 4-1 ball game. They piggybacked 2 of their better pitchers, Darren Swanson and Braylon Suriel, who had a phenomenal 4-inning relief stint. That's sky high into right. Coming in is Jackson fighting the sun, but he's there for the out, and that will retire the side. The Rex strand a 2-out single here in the top of the first at Bob Warren Field. We'll head to the bottom half here from Terre Haute. And it's the Rex this season. One of the best pitchers in the league, given the amount of time he's gotten a chance to throw. He is not qualified by innings, but he would have the league lead if he was, as that skied foul by Cothran well out of play, and that one will head right towards the road. Cothran had a big solo homer yesterday. The only run the Rhythm scored in that one. That bounces in 1 ball and 1 strike. The Rhythm made plenty of contact yesterday, but mustered just 4 hits overall, 2 against Swanson, 2 against Surreal. They did draw several walks against the southpaw starter for the Rex, as Moss's offering is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. In that game, Swanson went 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. Walked 4, struck out 3, a ratio that's not common for the left-hander, as that misses outside from Moss, 3-1. Was able to limit a lot of the damage. And Braylon Surreal had his longest outing of the year, 4 innings of work, 2 hits, struck out 8. He most certainly will not be available today, as that's skied into left field by Cothran. Ranging to his right is Arroyo. He's there to make the catch. 1 away here in the bottom half of the first. Rest of the defense for the Rex, it's Arroyo in left, right in center, Mason in right field. Claudio at third, Garcia at short, Joust at second, Diaz at first. Eli Riley dons the catcher's gear today after DHing yesterday. Likely we'll see a catching swap for game number 2. First pitch from Moss, grounded to third by Hunt. The throw from Claudio in time. 1 pitch for the second out. There's 2 away here in the inning. Bring up Henry Jackson. Jackson came off the bench yesterday. Went 1 for 1, knocked a single off of Surreal. It was a really good pitching battle in yesterday's game. All the offense came in the middle stages, but even the loss for Aaron Hash, one of the better pitchers on the Rhythm team, 6 innings, 9 hits. The 4 earned runs came in that short span. Struck out 5. That's in there for a strike to Jackson. 0-0 the score. Bottom half of the first inning between the Rex and Rhythm. Rhythm, the home team here in game 1 of a doubleheader. Moss fires a fastball high, 1-1. Rex certainly looking to get more good starting pitching from Moss, who has been arguably their best pitcher overall, as that misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count to Jackson. Reigning pitcher of the week for his 7-inning complete game in a doubleheader game against Dubois County, his last outing. That is a fastball outside, 3-1. Moss comes set. 3-1 offering. Flown out of play, foul by Jackson. The count will go full. Sets up a payoff offering. Not much wind here at the ballpark today. The flag unfurled slightly in right center field, but not blowing all that much. 3-2 the count. Watkins on deck. The pitch, breaking ball, called strike 3. He drops it in. A 1-2-3 frame for Aaron Moss here in the bottom half of the first inning. Scoreless through 1. We head to the second of this 7-inning doubleheader ball game. We'll step aside here on Prospect Ballpark. As I mentioned, it's an unusual alignment here in game number 1, making up for a rained-out road game for the Rex. Noah Berry back out there to face Miguel Cantu, who takes high and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Cantu has appeared in just 1 game in the second half of the season. It was the first game against Alton back on July the 2nd. He had a 2-hit day in that one, as that's fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. He had not been with the team for the following couple weeks. But hey, if you look without context, he's got a .667 average. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cantu, who DHs today. 1-2 from Berry. That one is skied deep into right field. Going back on it, Jackson towards the track. He gives a leap. He makes the catch. A great catch out there from Henry Jackson. Went back to the track and had to leap to grab it. And that's out number 1. That's a hard one to do in a road ballpark, trying to gauge where that wall is. And Jackson had maybe a little bit more space than he originally thought, but was able to make the grab. Waiting back on a one-hopper, Parliament throws to first for the out. Arroyo retired promptly, and there's 2 away. A quick 2 outs here in the second inning. 0-0 the score between the Rex and the Rhythm. A lot on the line for these two teams, both vying along with Normal for a second half division crown to earn a playoff berth. The win yesterday for the Rex was hugely important for them. That's a first pitch grounder. A diving stop by Parliament. Gets up, the throw picked at first, but he came off the bag and Diaz will reach. It was nearly a phenomenal play from Joey Parliament. Was able to get up. He skipped the throw to first, and the first baseman, Cawthron, had to lean forward to try and grab it on the stretch and came off the bag. So Diaz is aboard, and that'll bring up Cooper Jouse with 1 away, 2 away in the inning. First pitch, takes a called strike. Noah Berry, this will be his 5th start, his 10th overall appearance in 27 innings of work. A .567 ERA for the Samford right-hander. That one spikes, and that gets away to the backstop. Diaz will trot down to second easily, and he'll be in scoring position now after the wild pitch. Berry's last outing gave up 4 runs in 4 innings against Danville, but his prior 2 outings, coming against the Thrillbillies and the Catfish, 2 decent teams to face, 10 innings, a combined 8 hits, and just 2 earned runs, striking out 12. That served the other way down the line. That ball is fair, and it kicks up chalk. Diaz around to score. Into second is Jouse, an RBI double, and the Rex are on the board first in the top half of the second inning. Cooper Jouse has been an opposite field hitter for a majority of this season. That's his 7th double, and just slashes it down the opposite line. Diaz was able to come to the plate, and Mason will bat now with another runner in scoring position. Pitch from Berry, fouled right on back by Mason, who had a couple hits yesterday. Knocked home one of the Rex 4 runs. The Rex scored 2 of those on hits, 2 of those on productive outs. 1 a ground out, 1 a sac fly. Berry comes set, looks back. The pitch. Skied foul out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. The Rex in their standard home wear. Light blue jerseys, white numbers on the back, white pants. The Rhythm all road grays. It was all white yesterday. All gray, light blue stripe down the pants. Dark blue ball caps. The 0-2 to Mason. Takes a fastball just a bit outside, 1-2. 1-0 the Rex lead after the double by Cooper Jouse. He takes his lead off of second. Berry from the first base side of the rubber comes set. His offering, that's low, blocked by the catcher Black. Goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mason, the 9-hole hitter. Gabe Wright stands in the on-deck circle. Berry looking in, his 2-2 pitch to Mason. Fastball spoiled foul by the right fielder. Mason hitting .234 on the season. Still been a very good double leadoff man, you could say, out of the 9 spot. Setting the table for guys like Gabe Wright and Nomar Garcia when it turns over. 2-2. Here it comes. That's outside on a breaker. Count goes full. Mason working a good plate appearance here against Berry. One nothing the Rex lead on 2 hits. The offering. Jam shot pop up. That gets out of play. Plenty to play for these 2 teams. Fighting with Normal, the Rex at 12-8. The Corn Belters at 10-8. And the Rhythm entering into today at 11-10. in the second half after dropping one here yesterday. The 3-2, low ball 4. Mason tosses the bat from 0-2 to a long worked walk, and he'll be aboard. First and second, 2 away, and there is the top of the order with Gabe Wright. Once again, Mason really able to turn things around, just working a lot of walks primarily, using his speed when he can as well. That's walk number 21 for Mason. Wright struck out to lead off the ball game. First pitch he sees, rips that one deep into left field. Back goes Hunt, looks up, goodbye. A 3-run shot off the bat of Gabe Wright. His league-leading 8th homer of the season, and the Rex extend their lead to 4-0. Gabe Wright is on a tear at the plate. His 4th homer since Saturday. He had 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, 1 on Tuesday. He took yesterday off and is back here again. A jam shot liner right at the second baseman, Parliament. That'll end the inning off the bat of Nomar Garcia. But a big swing once again from Gabe Wright, powering the offense ahead for the Ranks in the top of the second. Aaron Moss works with a 4-run lead here in the bottom half of the second inning, thanks to a 3-run blast off the bat of Gabe Wright. Moss hasn't needed very much run support this season. As I mentioned, sub-2 ERA. He's not allowed more than 3 runs in his starts this year. That one's hit right past him up the middle for a base hit off the bat of Watkins. First pitch swinging and serves it into center. First hit for the Rhythm here in game number 1. As I was saying last inning about the standings, it's a dogfight between the Rhythm, the Rex, and the Corn Belters. Normal, who had at the time of the game ending yesterday a 6-run lead over Illinois Valley. The next offering misses low. The Corn Belters actually lost that game in extra innings to Illinois Valley 9-8 in 11. 1-0 pitch, scoring to bunt. Parliament pulls back for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. A big result for both of these teams, as that led the Rex to take first in the division and meant that the Rhythm at least didn't lose any ground on the Corn Belters. That misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. But the Corn Belters have one of the tougher schedules down the stretch. Runner goes. He's got him picked off. The throw down to second, though, from Diaz sails way high into left. In there safely is Watkins. He took off against Moss, who eventually turned around to throw to first, but Diaz rushed the throw. And now runner in scoring position for Parliament with nobody out here in the inning. Normal today are hosting the Clinton Lumber Kings in a doubleheader. That one bounces in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Which means that this one day could have huge ramifications for who is in pole position to face Danville in the playoffs. That one's grounded over to the left side. Garcia waits back on it, rifles to first. Diaz picks for the out. A good pick there by Diaz. That one was starting to skid up on him. That's out number 1, having to hold at second, Watkins. That's been an underrated part of Wally Diaz's play this year. At first base, he has been pretty solid with the glove. The throwing error out of the picture there. He's been able to pick a lot of these tough throws as that's chopped foul his way. No balls and 1 strike off the bat of Riley Black. And considering he's got a shortstop in Garcia who has a cannon of an arm, when you see that ball coming in both at high velocity and having to read a hop, that's a very difficult thing to do, and he has to do it on the regular. That's a swing and a miss on a pitch low by Black. No balls and 2 strikes. And that's why Diaz has really cemented himself at first base. He split more time over at first with Miguel Cantu in the first half, and both Cantu's absence and Diaz's defensive play as that swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 outs in the inning. That'll bring up Tobias with a runner in scoring position and 2 away. The Ranks lead 4-0 here in the bottom half of the second. Tobias, a left-handed batter, a late addition in the DH spot here today. The pitch from Moss, that's outside, 1-0. Originally it was going to be Harrison Travis. Late scratch. First pitch, or the second pitch is foul back, 1-1. Tobias, 6'2" freshman from Lipscomb. Moss gave up a leadoff single in the inning. He's gotten back-to-back outs. Makes it 2 away. Kick and the 1-1. That's near the shoe tops. 2 balls and 1 strike. This is the last pair of matchups between those 3 teams vying for the playoff spot that I mentioned. That's fouled off the leg of Tobias, 2-2. The Rex are done with the Corn Belters. They'll be done with the Rhythm after this one, and the Rhythm and the Corn Belters do not play at all, which is quite unusual when you're talking about a divisional race to have 2 teams simply not play each other. 2-2, that's low, 3-2. From here on out, we'll be relying on the oppositions. Give a little bit of extra help. But as mentioned, certainly a chance here for one of these 2 teams to really take charge. That's fouled off. It stays 3-2. The Ranks got a 1-up yesterday with their win. If the Ranks were to sweep today, they would really put themselves in a very good position, staying ahead of normal and making big ground on the Rhythm. If the Rhythm were to sweep, they would be right ahead in this race. 3-2, that's skied foul out of play. And a split would mean very little change, all things considered. 3-2 the count. The runner on second is Watkins. 4-0 the score. Rex scored 4 in the top half of this second inning. Rhythm had 1 hit. That came earlier in the inning, and he's standing on second base. Pitch from Moss. Tipped foul into the glove of Riley, and that's strike 3. The second K of the inning for Moss, his 3rd of the ball game. Strands a runner on second here to end the second inning. The Rex lead 4-0. We head to the 3rd here. 5 nearby locations, including 2 right here in Terre Haute on South 7th Street and on Prairieton Road. Delvis Claudio leads off for the Rex here in the top half of the 3rd inning. The first pitch to him from Barry is a called strike. The Rex, the road team in their home ballpark in game number 1. They'll be the home team in game number 2. 2 7-inning ball games. That one is skied into center field. Ranging over is Watkins. He'll make the call and make the grab on the run. 1 away.
Now batting for your Rex, the catcher number 10, Eli Riley.
Had a couple of ball games like that in the league this year, in which, due to the way the schedule works and rainouts have happened, teams playing on the road at home or home on the road in doubleheader action. First pitch, that's in there for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. Remember, they had that in Major League Baseball in 2020 during the shortened 60-game season. That one's skied into shallow center. It's the second baseman Parliament that's camped under it. He'll make the catch quickly. 2 away here in the 3rd. Barry settling down after the 4-run second inning. 4-0 the Ranks lead. Top half of the third as Miguel Cantu steps to the plate. Gave one a good ride his last time up. I remember in that 2020 season the unusual situation as that swung on a missed strike one of, I believe it may have been a Subway Series, Yankees and Mets. I think the Mets walked off the Yankees at Yankee Stadium because of how things worked, having the Mets as the home team. That one skied into deep center field. Going back on to Watkins, he's got a beat on it. That'll be out number 3. A quick 1-2-3 for Barry here in the top of the third inning. A couple of hard hit balls by Cantu, but both finding gloves in the outfield. Ranks lead 4-0, handing it back off to Aaron Moss here in the bottom half of the third inning. He will come up against Von Dolan, Newsom, and then the top of the order with Cawthron. First pitch, breaking ball outside. 1-0 here to Brent Von Dolan at third base today. A freshman out of Middle Tennessee State. Big hack and a miss. 1-1 strike. Moss comes set. His offering is skied deep and foul. 1-2 strikes. That hit well to the right side. Von Dolan had what has to be one of the craziest games you could have offensively with Middle Tennessee State last year. He had 2 grand slams in a game, 3 total homers, and knocked home 10 runs. That's seared foul to the left side. Stays at 1-2. 10 RBI in one game with 3 of his 5 season-long homers in that one game against Western Kentucky. Missing outside, Moss, 2-2. Had a good year overall, especially for a freshman. Moss comes set, works from the third base side of the rubber. His fastball is sky high into shallow center. Joust backpedaling, coming in right. He'll make the catch. A long run for the center fielder, and there's one away. That'll bring up Cooper Newsom. First of 2 ball games between these two teams. Ranks lead 4-0 in game number 1. For the Rex, they'll take on Champion City for a pair of games, 1 home, 1 on the road the next 2 days. That's inside, 1 ball and no strikes. A team which the Rex have won 6 out of 6 against. But Champion City has turned things on a little bit more in what's been a more competitive but somewhat weaker Northeast Division overall. 1-1 pitch, fouled back to the netting, 1-2. In the second half, there's 3 teams vying for a playoff spot. They're all under 500. Johnstown, Champion City, Lafayette. The Rex will play Champion City, then Lafayette to round out their weekend. Breaking ball just tipped foul off the bat of Newsom. Made his debut yesterday. Got his first rhythm hit towards the end of yesterday's game against Braylon Suriel. The 1-2. That misses inside. No chase from Newsom. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. 1 away here in the bottom of the third inning. Rex turning to their big guns here in these 3 games against the Rhythm. That's in at the knees, called strike 3. 4th K for Moss. And there's 2 outs here in the third. Turns the lineup over to Cawthron. Darren Swanson yesterday, Aaron Moss today. That's the 2-headed monster in the rotation. Suriel, our primary reliever. Big work yesterday. First pitch to Cawthron, knocked foul. Certainly would expect Tyler Moniz-Witten to be at least thought of. It's one of the other real strong bullpen arms the Rex have available. Be interesting to see who the Game 2 starter is slated to be. 0-1 swung on and missed. Breaking ball at the back foot, and it's 0-2. When the lineup card came out anticipating a doubleheader yesterday, it was Caleb Mars listed. Possibly would be in the mix for the Game 2 start. Certainly depending on how Moss does in this one. He deals outside 1-2. The Rhythm went with one of their stronger arms yesterday as well with Aaron Hash, who didn't have all that bad of an outing in the grand scheme of things. That fastball is high. Two balls and 2 strikes to count. Pitch from Moss. That one's hit foul to the right side, 2-2. The other main pitcher for the Rhythm this year, Zane Brown, who's got a 2.72 ERA in 8 starts. He last threw on the 21st. That would be tighter day's rest for him if he were to be in the mix at all. Fastball high. It's worked all the way back to 3-2 here by Cawthron. Cawthron has been hitting to a .500 on-base percentage in the month of July, and he's showing why in this at-bat. 3-2. Here it comes from Moss. Swing and a miss. A tag to complete the strikeout, and it's another 1-2-3 for Aaron Moss. 5 strikeouts for the Sycamore right-hander. We're through 3 here at Bob Warren Field in this first of 2 7-inning ball games. The Rex lead 4-0. 4 runs in the second inning, courtesy of a 3-run blast by Gabe Wright and an RBI double by Cooper Jouse. That one's a jam shot pop fly into center field. Watkins is in, and Arroyo retired once again on just 1 pitch. Ambushing Barry early right now. The Rex have not had very many deep plate appearances. Been swinging early in the counts and led them to a couple of hits. 3 of them to be precise. First pitch, fastball, that's high. Did Wally Diaz, 1 ball and no strikes. The 4 yesterday, these 2 teams last played middle of June. Swung on and missed by Diaz. A lot of changes for both of these teams. Diaz was one of the Rex batters in that lineup. Went hitless as the Rex had just 2 hits as that's fouled back 1-2. Only 3 of the Rhythm's starting lineup are in action today. Harrison Travis would be a 4th, but was a late scratch. A swing and a miss, strike 3. Diaz is down on strikes to start off the 4th inning. Second strikeout of the day for Barry. Now to bring up Jouse. That game was started by the aforementioned Zane Brown for the Rhythm. He went all 7 in a 7-inning game with 12 strikeouts. He had everything working in that one against one of the better Rex starters, Dylan Zenko, who had a loss in that one, but really turned the corner right after that game and started to be a big part of the Rex pitching until leaving a week or so ago. Breaker in there for a strike. Quickly 0-2 here on Cooper Jouse. 4-0, top half of the 4th. Quick working Barry. Deals low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. While the Rex have been ambushing Barry early on in counts, they've been working a lot better plate appearances with 2 strikes. 1-2, that's low, 2-2. They've not been chasing outside of the zone very much. And that's something that overall the Rex have done well at this year. 2-2 pitch. An awkward check swing, and he's down on strikes. Good bender there from Barry, and he sets down the side in order here in the top half of the 4th inning. We're halfway home here in game number 1. The Rex hold on to a 4-0 lead. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning here from Bob Warren Field. Aaron Moss out there in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 48 pitches for the right-hander through 3 scoreless. That's inside. That hit the first batter of the inning, that being Hunt. And Hunt is aboard, just the second base runner for the Rhythm here in this one. And that'll bring up Henry Jackson. Jackson, grad transfer to William and Mary, native of North Carolina. Came off the bench in yesterday's game. Gets the starting nod here in this one. Claudio Way pinched in from his third base position. Takes a called strike. 4 runs on 3 hits for the Rex. Gabe Wright, 3-run homer, the big difference. Wright has been seeing the ball well. A throw over to first. Back in safely is the runner Hunt. Rhythm, not the largest stolen base team. 88 coming into today. That's inside. Dusts him off. Moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Hunt over there, one of the better stolen base threats, however. He's one of just 3 guys in double digits with 11. Pitch from Moss. That misses outside, 2-1. I've mentioned how good Moss has been for the Rex this year, but he's been a guy that has been almost contagious in his pitching knowledge, as that's another throw over to first, back safely. 2-1 the count here to Jackson. I was talking with Gustavo Nava, one of the catchers on this Rex team, and he singled out Moss as one of the really good pitching minds that this team has. That fastball misses inside, 3-1, and a guy that a lot of people want to pick his brain. Someone who really analyzes every pitch he throws and uses that to his advantage, and you can see how it's worked here in the league. Jam shot, pop fly into shallow right. Joust running out. He will make the catch. A long run for Joust, just able to snag it. Hunt gets back to the first base bag, and there's 1 away. That was a very long run. I don't think Caden Mason was going to be able to get there. That was all on Joust. Very easy for that one to fall into no man's land. But the underhand catch retires Jackson and brings up Watkins. Kicks and fires. That one's fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. But back to what Nava was talking about, Moss is, he's a guy who is so easy, it sounds like, to be a catcher for. You go out taking bullpens, catching him, and he's a guy who already has a lot of this knowledge sealed away from prior games, what works, what doesn't work, as he deals a curve in there. No balls and 2 strikes. And for a team that doesn't necessarily have a true pitching coach, it's been a joint effort between the pitching staff as a unit. Another throw over back in time. That pitching unit has come together and helped each other out, in a sense, rather than competing for spots with each other. It's been a cohesive unit, and this has been one of the best pitching teams in the league. 0-2, hit on a line, leap caught by Joust, throws back to first, not in time. What a play there by Cooper Joust. Back-to-back nice plays. First the range, then the elevation. Have yourself an inning over there. 2 away now for Parliament. 2 potential singles knocked off the board by Joust over there at second base. 2 away, the first pitch. Skied by Parliament. That's going to get out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Parliament, the senior from Trevecca Nazarene. First team all-conference in the Great Midwest division. Fouled right on back. No balls and 2 strikes. Parliament led his school in OPS Did so still with a 5'8" frame, able to really still get a jolt in that bat as that misses low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The runner on first is Hunt. 4-0 the Ranks lead here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Big implications in the division race in this second half. That one spiked and gets away from Riley. Down to second, Hunt easily. Looked like Moss just yanked onto it a little too much. Moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moss has allowed just 2 base runners so far and through 3 2/3. Hunt on a hit by pitch. Watkins earlier on a single. Here's the 2-2. That's skied out of play, foul. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lovely day for baseball here at Bob Warren Field. Not too many ball games left here in Terre Haute. The season is really starting to wind down. Moss looks in, is 2-2. Breaking ball outside, 3-2. Strong take there by Parliament on a pitch that did not miss by much. Rex will play 2 home games this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. One final one back on next Wednesday. That'll be the final regular season game. The payoff pitch, line in towards center. That ball is dropping. It's going to get down in front of right for a base hit. Around and in to score is Hunt. The Rhythm on the board here in the 4th inning. Makes it 4-1 Rex. Parliament works a long at bat, able to find one to steer into center field. Second hit of the day issued by Moss and brings up the catcher Riley Black. Gets rid of the catching leg guards. Moss working from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike the count here to Black. 2 away here in the inning. 4-1 the Rex lead. Kick and the pitch. Fastball, that's skied foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Quickly ahead of Black, who struck out his first time. Moss looking for his 6th K of the ball game. His 0-2 offering on its way to Black. That misses outside. No chase. 1-2. After game 1, a 30-minute intermission before the second ball game, in which the Rex will be the home team. Here in game 1, they are the road team, despite playing at their home venue. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Moss sets down Black for his 6th strikeout of the ball game. 1 run crosses the plate for the Rhythm here in the 4th. We head to the 5th inning of this 7-inning contest. The Rex lead 4-1. We'll step aside here on Prospect Lake TV. On the score, back count there is Noah Berry, his first offering low. 1 ball and no strikes. Berry, a freshman from Samford, deals in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Mason. 21 1/3 innings with Samford this past year. Winds and fires. That fastball misses high. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. After Mason, it'll be Wright and Garcia here in this 5th inning. That one's hit down the line. That's curling. That'll be foul off the bat of Mason. Can't steer it in the fair direction. It'll move to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind up, here it comes. A little tapper up the first base line. It stays foul. They'll do it again. Mason set the table for the Gabe Wright homer his last time. Worked a long plate appearance to draw a walk. 2-2 the count. The windup from Berry. His 2-2 offering. That's outside on a breaking ball. 3-2. Here's the pitch. That one's hit on the ground. That might squeak through. It will into left for a base hit. Past the diving Newsom. Another hit for Caden Mason. He's been seeing the ball well of late. Had a few more hits here in this second half of the season. That turns it over for Gabe Wright. Wright hit his 8th homer this season his last time up. That ties for the league lead with Shane Lewis of Lafayette. The Rex will see Lewis one more time on Sunday. But Wright really packs a punch and has definitely the best combo of speed and power in the league right now. 8 homers, ties for the league lead. His 32 stolen bases in the top 5 as well. Squares to bunt. The pitch, a strike. Mason slides in, and the ball bounces off of him into center field. He will stay put at second. Stolen base for Caden Mason. He's got speed as well. That's 21 for Mason. Now runner in scoring position with nobody out here for Gabe Wright. But Wright now has 8 homers. His 32 stolen bases is 4th. No one else is particularly close to matching that kind of combination, as that misses outside 1-1. The top stolen base guys all have 4 or fewer homers. The only guy that's really right nearby would be Eric Colasso from Chillicothe with 6 homers and 29 stolen bases. That's inside, nearly hits him, gets the arms out of the way, moves to 2-1. But Wright still has a sizable enough advantage when it comes to homers and swiped bases. RBI chance for him here. Mason on second, gets his lead. Here's the 2-1. Gets a piece of it foul, 2-2. This team didn't have very many returners from last year. Gabe Wright, one of them, and he has provided a massive spark. Two and two. Here's the pitch. That one served the other way. That ball is going to land foul. Got over the head of Cawthron at first. Just continued to steer its way into foul ground. Top of the order for the Ranks has been very strong this July month. 2-2. Pitch from Barry. Fastball, a check swing, foul ball by Wright. Stays alive at 2-2. Wright and Garcia right at the very top. Delvis Claudio's had some big moments in the 3 spot. Eli Riley has been arguably the hottest hitter in this second half. Gabriel Arroyo, who had been leading off some, now in the 6 spot, lengthening that lineup, has had a good second half. That one misses in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wright has worked it full. Nobody out here in the inning. The Ranks lead 4-1. Top of the 5th of this 7-inning ball game. Mason on second. Takes a short lead off the bat. Here's the payoff pitch. That's low ball 4. Wright works a walk. He's got all 3 of the 3 true outcomes here in this one. A strikeout, a homer, and now a walk, and he'll be aboard for Nomar Garcia. 2 on with nobody out, and that'll prompt a meeting on the mound. There is a right-hander warming in the Rhythm bullpen. The Rex bullpen is almost completely empty. A couple of pitchers stretching, but not in any near chance of coming in. This is a situation that you don't want to have if you're the Rhythm. 2 on, nobody out for a guy like Garcia, who can be so unpredictable in this kind of scenario as well. You've got a lot you've got to keep in mind, and it's just a meeting between the pitcher and catcher, but certainly the instructions will be handed out to the infield as well. Garcia, a guy who has really good power. He has the potential to send one over the right field wall. But with 2 on and nobody out, he's a guy who can drop down a bunt if you're not careful, either as a sacrifice or as a drag, with speed to beat it out if necessary. Right now, the middle infield is straight up in double play depth, as you would expect. The first baseman, Cawthron, is in. Now Von Dolan starting to get a few paces towards the edge of the grass as well. Not squaring. The first pitch is a called strike to Garcia. Garcia really is a true wild card at the plate. 0-1 the count. First and second, nobody out. That one is skied into right field. Going back on it is Jackson. He's there. Mason will tag. He'll get into third. A fly out by Garcia moves up the runner, and they'll be on the corners with 1 away now for Delvis Claudio. Ranks still lead by 3. Looking to add to their run support for Aaron Moss. Double play is in order. Double play depth up the middle for the Rhythm. A throw over. Wright is back in safely. I've already mentioned Wright's stolen base numbers. 32 of them, I should say, in 37 attempts. With a double play in order, would not be surprised to see him get a quick move towards second. First pitch, not running. That's in there for a strike. He did a twitch move over there at first. No balls and 1 strike to Claudio. Steelers lead out there for Wright. Running here, the pitch. That's inside for a ball. Right in without a contest. In there standing. There was no throw from Black. Did not get out of his crouch whatsoever. And now there's 2 in scoring position for the Rex, and Cawthron, the first baseman, will come in a few steps. Working from the windup now, Barry. That one is skied in towards center field. Ranging over is Watkins. He will make the catch. Tagging from third to score is Mason. Now heading to third is Wright. The throw, not in time. Heads up base running there from Gabe Wright as Mason comes in to score, makes it 5-1. That's how the Ranks do business. Get runners on base and get them home by whatever means. In this case, another one of their sac flies. As Eli Riley steps in. Runner 90 feet away with 2 outs here in the inning. First pitch to him inside, turns out of the way. Barry a little bit wild at times on the inside fastball. One and 0. Little tapper right back towards the mound. Wright's coming back to the plate. Barry fires to first. It is not in time. And Riley beats it out, and Wright comes in to score. The pitcher, Barry, took his time, and his throw was right up the line where Cawthron had to be wary of the runner, Riley, and it almost looked like he ran into the glove with it right in his path. Cawthron was able to hold on to it, but Riley, with good speed, was able to beat it, and 6-1 now. He's running to second now. The pitch is a strike, the throw down, the slide, not in time. Stolen base for Eli Riley. Beats out an infield dribbler, steals second. 1 ball and no strikes here to Miguel Cantu. He's given a couple a ride here today, both sending outfielders back, though they're both made catches. Here's the pitch. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes here to Cantu. As I mentioned, just his second appearance here in the month of July. On the season, a .284 hitter. In much more limited appearances than his teammates. That misses low. 3 balls and no strikes to count. 2 away here in the inning. 6-1 the Ranks lead. 4 runs in the second inning. 2 more here in the 5th. This 7-inning contest. Barry's still on the mound. Some tossing is finished out in the Rhythm bullpen. 2-1. That's swung on and missed, and it gets away from the catcher. Down to third on the pass ball is Riley. Moved to 2-2 on Cantu, and a runner on third now with 2 away. The pitch outside, 3-2. Cantu, again, hadn't played in so long. It's impressive the at-bats he's put together here in game number 1, even if the results haven't come for him. It's looked just like he's been here the whole time, a little number foul. 2 pieces of solid contact and a well-worked plate appearance here with 2 strikes. It's so easy when you have such a prolonged time away to get out of your rhythm and try and do a little bit too much. And Cantu has been short to the ball, and here has not chased on a couple 2-strike pitches. That's chopped down the third base line, but it'll go foul to the left of the bag. Do it again at 3-2. He will be a welcome addition back for the ranks down this stretch. A handful of games left in the season. Depth always becomes an issue in this league when you come down to the final week and into the playoffs. Anybody is a good body to have. That one's a soft grounder over towards short, waiting back on it. Newsom drops it for a second. His throw will not be in time. Riley comes in to score. Another run is in. It's 7-1. Newsom waited back on it, and it just popped out of his glove, and he wasn't able to recover in time. Now Arroyo will bat. A couple of misplays have helped the ranks add to their tally, as that's in there for a strike. There was that diving play by Parliament, but a throw that pulled the first baseman off the bag that allowed Diaz to reach in the second inning. It would have been out number 3, led to 4 runs indirectly. That's outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And then here, what seemed to be a routine ground ball just kept the inning alive and allowed 1 run to score. 3 runs home in this 5th inning. The Rex lead by 6. Out in front is Arroyo. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cantu on first. 7-1 the score. Barry set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball tapped foul to the pull side by Arroyo. Once again, the Rex and Rhythm a doubleheader today. Clinton and Normal in doubleheader action as well. That ball game in Normal appears to just be underway. That misses outside, 2-2. Keep updates on that one with both of these teams certainly requiring some help from teams like Clinton to keep Normal at bay as they try and keep each other at bay here in a doubleheader. The pitch tipped foul right off the back leg of Arroyo. He fell down to the ground. A painful one off the back leg. You have the guard on the front leg, but not on the back. You don't have too many of those end up hitting that leg, but when they do, Arroyo quickly back in the box. He's all right. Cantu over at first. Barry looks in. 3-2 the pitch. Outside. 2-2 the pitch. That's 3-2 now. Now it goes full to Arroyo. On deck, Wally Diaz. The Rex have strung together 3 runs here in the inning. Runner goes on the pitch. That's inside, ball 4. Arroyo works along at bat now, and the Ranks have 2 aboard with 2 away. Wally Diaz will be the batter, and that will prompt a mound visit and the end of the day for Noah Berry. 7 runs have scored for the Ranks against the right-hander. Not all of those will be earned, but he will have to hand the ball over to a new right-hander with 2 runners aboard and 2 away in the inning. We'll introduce the new pitcher after a quick break. 7-1, the Rex lead the Rhythm here on Prospect League TV and the Rex Radio Network.
All right, well, we got a little break here. Who wants to win a prize? Anybody want to win a prize? All right, we got a lunchbox with a gift card to Texas Roadhouse, courtesy of our friends at State Farm and Ryan Lewis. The number we're looking for on page 29 is going to be 13478. 13478. The next one we're going to give away is a gift card, from our friends at Gifts and Auto Sales. On page 30, the number we're looking for there, paper folded over. 19131. 19131. If you have any of those numbers, come see me. We'll get you hooked up with a prize.
The Rhythm turned to a right-hander. It's Sam Matherly in his 12th appearance of the season. 27 innings of work, a 5.67 ERA for the freshman out of Bellarmine. He'll face Wally Diaz. 3 runs are already home in the inning. The Rex lead 7-1. Miguel Cantu is on second, reached on an error. Gabriel Arroyo walked. He's on first. First pitch to Wally Diaz. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Diaz. Reached on an error himself back in the second. Struck out his other time. No batting gloves on for Diaz. 1-0 pitch. Takes in there for a strike. Diaz looks to have tweaked his batting stance just a little bit. He used to be a lot more upright. He also used to have batting gloves more often. So a little bit of a different approach here for the first baseman. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball in, 2 strikes, the count to Diaz. Two on, 2 away. Matherly looking to end the inning and stop the bleeding. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3. Diaz down on strikes. Matherly out of the bullpen gets a K to end the top half of the 5th inning. But the Rex score 3 and extend their lead to 7-1. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 5th inning here from Bob Warren Field on Prospect League TV and the Rex Radio Network. Cooper Joust will lead off the top half of the 6th inning in this first 7-inning ball game. Matherly back out there for the Rhythm. Got a strikeout of Diaz to end last inning. His first pitch is low to Joust. Joust was the only batter not to come to the plate in the 5th inning, in which the Rex scored 3 runs. They lead 7-2 now after the home run by Von Dolan last inning. Drops one in for a called strike. 1-1 to the Rex second baseman. 1 for 2 day, an RBI double. Back in the second. Wind up, here it comes. Tipped foul. 1-2. Seven runs on 5 hits for the Rex. Wind up and the pitch. That's low. 2-2. As I was saying right at the end of last inning, the upcoming schedule for the Rhythm, they take on Danville tomorrow and Saturday at home before hosting Jackson. Both of these teams will have Monday off, as that's a called strike 3 in at the knees. Second strikeout in as many batters for Matherly, and there's one away here in the 6th. Caden Mason now the batter. For the Rhythm, after Danville, it'll be Jackson. A little check swing grounder by Mason. The throw from Von Dolen's in there for the out, and there's 2 away. It'll be exclusively Danville and Jackson left for the Rhythm. Their final 3 games come against the Rockabillys, a team that has been very streaky this season overall. For the Rex, they also play Danville. That's their final 2 games. And then a couple teams that they've had some good success against in Champion City and Lafayette, though the last trip to Lafayette did not go so well for the Rex. That bounces into Gabe Wright. 1 ball and no strikes. However, that game against Lafayette on Sunday will be in this ballpark. One and 0 to Wright. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside, 2-0. 1 for 2 day for Wright. 3 runs batted in, all on a 3-run homer to left field back in the 2nd. Takes inside. 3 balls and no strikes to Wright. On deck, Nomar Garcia. Kick and the pitch. That fastball finds the zone. 3-1. 2 away in the frame, 7-2 the Ranks lead. 3-1 is outside ball 4. Another walk worked by Gabe Wright. Had one last inning, has one this inning. That'll bring up Garcia. Hitless today. Had a couple hits yesterday, including a double. It was a hustle double for Garcia yesterday. A throwback to first. Wrights in safely. Garcia, when these first 2 teams played back in June, had one of the Recs' only 2 hits. That misses low in the dirt. 1-0 to him. The other hit came from Carter Murphy, who at that point was in just his 2nd game. He was only around for a 10-day stretch. Another ISU product. Runner goes, squaring to bunt, pulling back on a strike. And into second safely is Wright. The throw was late. His 2nd stolen base. 1-1 the count now to Garcia. Runner in scoring position for him. Parliament will be the infielder holding on the runner. Opening space between him and the first baseman. That one's hit over towards short. It's gloved on a knee by Newsom. Gets up, throws to first on a dive caught by the first baseman, Cawthron, and stays on the bag. More importantly, belly flop from the first baseman, but keeps his toe on the bag. Strands the runner on base here in the top of the 6th inning. We head to the bottom half of the 6th. Aaron Moss headed back out there. The Rex lead them will send up Jackson, Watkins, and Parliament here against Aaron Moss, who's back out there. The Rex do have Landon Ray out in their home bullpen, should he be required. 7-2 the score, the Rex lead. 4 runs in the 2nd for them, 3 more in the 5th. Kick and the pitch from Moss. That misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Moss has struck out 6 batters today. That misses low, 2-0. Has allowed just 5 base runners overall. 2 runs on an RBI single and a solo homer. Breaker in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Game number 2 will start half an hour after the conclusion of this one, with home sides being flip-flopped. Rex will be home in their 8th appearance on the season. Enters with a 2-1 record, 2 saves in 20 1/3 innings of work. He'll come up against Black, Tobias, and Von Dolan, the scheduled 3. First pitch to the catcher Black is outside, 1-0. 6 innings for Aaron Moss as Ray wants a new baseball. For Moss, allowed 2 earned runs on the day on 4 hits. Struck out 6 batters. A good outing for the Indiana State righty. Next offering from Ray, outside, 2-0. Tasked with getting 3 outs, which would be a big win for the Rex, getting a head-to-head advantage over the Rhythm. That's outside from Ray. 3 straight wide ones, all to the arm side. It's 3-0. 30 minutes after this game, we'll have game number 2. Misses high, a 4-pitch walk from Ray. So Tobias will bat with a runner on to lead off the bottom half of the 7th.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 10, Jacob Tobias.
Tobias today is 0 for 2, coming up against Moss. Ray looks in his first pitch. That's in there for a strike on the outside corner to the lefty batter, Tobias. No balls and 1 strike. As of now, the Rex have the advantage over the Corn Belters. That misses outside once again from Ray. 1-1. The Rex 12-8. The Corn Belters 10-8. Danville at 11-9 once again means very little. As a meeting on the mound with Garcia and Riley joining Ray. Elvis Claudio getting in on the fun. And then the Rhythm are at 11-10. All of those teams above 500. A lot can change though here today, especially if one of these teams sweeps the other. That would be a huge head-to-head advantage, both in tie breaks and also just simply in games between them. And then with Normal playing 2 games, the potential for the Corn Belters to gain ground, or should Clinton get the better of them, lose ground, and could deal a pretty big blow to the hopes of 1 or 2 of these teams, depending on how things go. A swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Tobias. Runner on first is Black. Double play depth up the middle for the Rex. Diaz holding on the runner. 1-2 offering here from Landon Ray. Taken outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again for both of these teams, bullpen usage. I'd like to limit it as much as possible. That's outside, and the count goes full. They've got to deal with a second game today, but both teams have 3 games to finish out the weekend before their next day off. Both teams with Monday for a break. The 3-2 outside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Ray. He'll be on first and second for Von Dolan. He's got a homer today, 1 for 2 for the righty hitting third baseman, and he could make things plenty interesting with another one here. Diaz in from his first base position. Claudio even with the bag at third. First pitch to him. That's right down the middle for a called strike. Ray most recently worked back-to-back days against Johnstown and Lafayette. Breaking ball, that misses inside, 1-1. And for the Rex, it's guys like Landon Ray that they really are going to need to get their best from. down the stretch of the season. 1-2, swing and a miss. Or 1-1, now it's 1-2 with the swing and a miss. They've had trusted relievers in Suriel and Moniz Witten. They've had trusted starters like Moss and Swanson who have pitched today and yesterday. It's the supporting cast that has been good, and if they continue to be, as that's a check swing, he went through for strike 3. Strikeout for Ray, and there's 1 out in the inning. But with the Ranks lacking some of the bullpen depth that some other teams have down the stretch, and plenty of innings to have to navigate, need the most out of their middle inning guys. That misses inside, 1-0. So far, they've done pretty well. Guys like Ray, Zach Carr, even Caleb Mars, who's started a few more games than out of the bullpen, but has added an extra bit of quality in the pitching staff. That misses low, 2-0. 9-2 the score, the Ranks lead. Bottom of the 7th of this 7-inning ball game. 2 runners on for the Rhythm. Batter is Newsom, and a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. That's in there. Newsom 0 for 1, a strikeout and a walk. 2-1, here it comes. A big swing and a miss for strike 2. Ray looking to bounce back from back-to-back walks to lead off the 7th inning. Double play in order. 2-2 the count here to Newsom. The pitch. Skied into deep right center field. Mason ranging back. That ball is off the wall. Heading around to score is Black. There will be no throw to the plate, and it's 9-3. Kept on carrying out there into right center. Mason gave it a dive, but it was out past his reach. A double for Newsom. Knocks home a run. Deficit now 6. Beyond second and third now as Tony Roselli goes to talk with Ray. Lineup turns over to Cothran, who's hitless in this ball game. Comes in as a .325 hitter. Chance to settle down Ray some. He has an advantage to work with. Seemed a bit jumpy in the first couple batters. Trying to find out his release point. Was able to get that strikeout of the dangerous Von Dolan. Roselli, as he walks off, imparts the last few words to Ray in the infield. 6-run lead, normal depth for the Ranks with 2 in scoring position. Ray back on the rubber, working from the windup. He looks in, kicks and fires. First pitch is outside to Cothran, 1-0. Cothran, a pair of flyouts to Arroyo and left and a strikeout, all coming up against the starter Aaron Moss, in line for the win. Fastball high, 2-0. 2-0 pitch from Ray. That misses outside once again. It keeps tailing to the arm side for him. Struggling to get a rhythm here. No pun intended. That's in there for a call and strike. 3-1. Runner on second is Tobias. Is Newsom. On third is Tobias. 9-3 the score. The Ranks lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Full count now to Cothran. Hunt on deck. Rhythm threatening here in this bottom half of the 7th. The 3-2 pitch. That's bounced in, and choice word or two yelled into the glove by Ray. And the bases are now loaded. 3 walks in the inning for Ray. Garcia goes out to talk to Ray for a moment. And Hunt will step into the batter's box. 1 away in the inning. The Ranks lead by 6, but the Rhythm threatening here. First pitch, a strike. A big first strike for Ray. Ranks starting to get somebody warm out there in their bullpen. A safety net option for Roselli and the Rex. Missing outside, 1-1. Time called by Garcia. Tie his shoe. Once again, kind of deflating the situation, trying to take a bit of extra time for Ray to get himself settled. A big situation like this. Ray trying to find the zone here against Hunt. He's in a 1-1 count. Hunt 0 for 2. He reached on a hit batsman. 1-1. That's low. 2-1 the count. Working from the windup is Ray. A swing and tipped into the mitt for strike 2. 2-2 the count here to Hunt. Cawthron on first. Newsom on second. Tobias on third. Here's the 2-2. A little tapper foul. Four runs in the second for the Rex, 3 in the 5th, 2 in the top half of this 7th inning. 1 is scored in this bottom half for the Rhythm. The 2-2, that's skied into deep center field, right going back on it. He's got a beat. He will make the catch for out number 2. Tagging from third, Tobias, he will score. Makes it 9-4, but an important out number 2 for Ray. Chance for him maybe to just settle down, getting the second out, even if it concedes a run. With the lead he's got, you can afford to do that. Claps around Bob Warren Field, willing on Landon Ray. The first pitch is outside here to Henry Jackson. 1 ball and no strikes to the right fielder. Robbed of a single by Garcia his last time on a ball ticketed up the middle. First and second, 2 away. That's below the knees, 2-0. Ranks lead by 5. Looking to cement a win for Aaron Moss. Fastball in there. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Ray, working from the stretch, comes to a closed set position. Is 2-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, and the Rhythm down to their final strike here in game number 1. 9-4 the Rex lead. 2-2 the count to Jackson. Runners on first and second. Ray is set. His 2-2. Tapped softly up the third baseline. It's going to spin foul. They'll get a new baseball, and they'll do it again. Jackson just got a piece of it. Not very much behind it. A cue shot off of his bat. Slow walk back. And it'll once again be 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Joe Watkins. He's got a pair of hits today. Ray looking to avoid him and finish this one off. He comes set. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. High, 3-2. Runners will be in motion on the full count delivery. Being Cawthron at first. Newsom at second. 2 runs have scored here in the inning. payoff pitch. Skied out of play foul. A long battle here between Jackson and Ray. Keeping this game alive for the Rhythm, just about. Game 2 is scheduled 30 minutes from the end of this one. Another 7-inning ball game between these two teams. Their final meeting of the year. 3-2. Here it comes again. Fouled into the netting once again. 3 foul balls with 2 strikes from Henry Jackson. Came off the bench yesterday. Got himself a hit. Long battle here. 3-2. Here it comes. Called strike 3 on the inside corner, and game 1 comes to an end. The Ranks win it 9-4. A crucial win here in this doubleheader behind their ace Aaron Moss. Finished out by Landon Ray. 9 runs crossed the plate for the Ranks here in this one. They'll look for the doubleheader sweep here in a half an hour's time to finish